Hola, and welcome to Oye Cinema Club. My name is Marina, aka the Dignified Couch Potato. Tonight we are going to be getting into our spooky and reviewing the movie Practical Magic, the 1998 film. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I'm not alone. I am with my trusty cinephiles, Steve Des, Michaela, Jason, and Dino. Yeah. I chose this because it's spooky time. Let's go. All right.
Let's
Um,
go. Spook time.
it's fall, y'all, But let's get into first impressions. Let's start off with Michaela.
Okay, this is like difficult for me because I've seen this movie, I don't know, 20, 30 times. It's been a constant rewatch for me. So it's like hard. This was hard for me to try to watch it with a critical, like fresh eye because I watch this almost every year. So, and sometimes multiple times a year. And it's kind of a comfort movie for me. So, but this time I really did try to watch it critically. And I think the one thing I can take away from it is that this movie is like my favorite type of movie where you don't really notice the filmmaking unless you're really looking for it, because it's not about the filmmaking. It's about the story and the characters, and it's about other things, which I love, because then you're able to like get lost in the story and the characters feel really close to you rather than being distracted by like flashy filmmaking or whatever. So yeah, but there were new things that I took away. I think that the one big thing that I've taken away from before watching this movie is that Nicole Kidman can get away with stuff that nobody else can get away with.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And watching it this movie, I was like, God, she's just like I think Sandra Bullock's amazing too. I think, Stockard Channing, I was like, why isn't she more of a name? Like, she's so good. So she's so charismatic. I think they're all really good, but like Nicole Kidman she's got charisma coming out of every pore, and she's like just does things acting wise on screen that I think would come off so cheesy and so disingenuine from other actors, but she is so sincere and deeply rooted in the character and like makes it so fun and believable, and you really like her. So I think this is an example of why she's such a special actor, even though it's like not an Oscar movie. I just think that this is a performance in which it really shows how she's able to do something special with like a character I think a lot of people would have made really trite. So yeah, I don't know. I think that those are my first impressions.
Awesome. Yeah, I appreciate you diving in. I know that can be hard, like just like dang, first. It's like 31,000 impression for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is always cool still to like intentionally do it. But I definitely agree. It's good. It's good enough to not be broken down for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go with Jason.
Cool. So this is my first time viewing this movie. Never heard of it before. Didn't even know it existed, which is like rare for me. So that's a treat to like present at this movie. I'm like, what is it? It's like a whole Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman movie that I didn't even know, had life. This movie was cool. It was okay. It's not my demographic. It's not for me. For many reasons. I mean, obviously I'm a male, so I'm not like the core demographic for it. I thought all the acting was good in it. I can see the movie starishness of Bullock and Kidman. I didn't know that was Evan Rachel Wood until the end of the movie, that the little girl was her. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that one too. Stockard Channing and Diane Weiss, they're all amazing. They're all super. Aiden Quinn, like, he's perfectly charming cop. I trusted him. I was like, oh, this guy's charming. He's a trustworthy cop. He's got the cool eyes. I dig him. Nice guy. Late 90s handsome dude. I will say though, back to just this not being like for me. Also, like I realized watching this, like I don't really like movies with witches in them. I think the only one I like is like The Wizard of Oz, and I couldn't quite figure it out. I'm like, what is it about witches I don't like? And then I think it hit me. And this, I don't want to turn this into a therapy session, but I think I don't like witches because they're like they cheat. They're cheaters, right? Like they just like if they don't like what's happening, they just put a spell on it and then they get their way. And I'm like, well, what's the point of any of it then if you could just win all the time? You don't have to do any extra effort. You're a cheater. You're not a you
This,
didn't do it. You cheated to have it. And so that kind of bugged me a little bit. Um,
this is the most
other than that,
unhinged take. I love it.
other than that, I think it was a pretty decent movie. Like I was actually really excited to watch a movie from the '90s. Like, oh, I want to see some more stuff from the '90s I'd never seen or heard of before. But like, that's probably impossible. And then this thing came along, so that's super cool. Uh, but yeah, all in all, those were my first impressions of the movie for sure.
Interesting. Let me cast my spell over here, and because like what the fudge? Ah, we not even get into the origin of witches and how it wasn't spells, it was women that spoke up and wouldn't sleep with men, and they made them witches and burned them at the stake. We won't even dive into all that.
Maybe
Um,
we have to now. I don't know.
so the spells were all they had to like because they had no power as a woman. But anyways, it's really cool that we went from like one extreme, like, oh, watched a million times, and it's like never heard of it. That's crazy. Like, yeah, I feel like it's such a classic Halloween film. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. Let's be real. Yeah, it can be a little chick flicky, but I still think it was something still good to see, right? Steve, what about yourself?
Well, unlike Jason, I am pro witch.
Yeah.
To come out and say that, right off the bat, because yeah, like what the fuck, man? Like Batman is that personal? Like what did tell me in the
No, no,
dog
no, no, no. You
Call
misheard
them
me.
cheaters.
I
Call
didn't
them
say I didn't like witches. I said I don't like movies with witches.
okay. So in Alcatraz cell 52B, where did that witch touch you? Anyways, um to me the biggest shocker of this whole movie was seeing Rizzo. I was like, what? Like, I was waiting for her to break into song, but it never happened.
Yeah, we
And
don't really see her much as in like after Grease, right? I don't feel like she doesn't have a lot of credits.
yeah, I was like, she pops in a screen like so
Why the
much.
hell
You
not?
know?
Yeah, she's like so.
She's done a ton of TV though. She's done a ton of TV.
I know,
Okay.
but I could only think of this and like Tu Wong Fu that I could think
She
of.
was in The West Wing for years.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm thinking like movies. Like she has like movie star panache. Like I feel like she should be like a go-to older woman role, like a go-to older mom. And I'm like, why doesn't she pop up the way that like, I don't know, all these other
Diane Weiss does.
yeah, like Diane Weiss, like who's fantastic, and she does pop up. And I'm like, why isn't Stalker Channing in the Oscar club? Like it feels like she should be. Is it because of Grease?
Does Dr. Channing do a lot of theater as well?
I don't know.
Also, as a witch, she didn't age either. Like, what she had an extra streak of gray. Like, that's about it. Like, time passed by, and Rizzo
They
was
ate
still growing.
placenta. That's how they got to stay young.
They cheated.
Oh,
They
you
cheated.
really loving
They
this
cheated.
cinema club.
I also thought the dead dude was Javier Bardem. That's who I thought it was.
I
But
thought it was
apparently,
Gail Bernin. But what's his name?
Gail for now.
Gail Garcia. Like I was like, this dude looks exactly like Gail Garcia, like in moments.
Wait, I think when I was younger thought it was Javier Bardem because like I thought they were. So when I was watching it this time, I was like, oh, he has kind of a Javier Bardem quality. I understand. And we were looking him up, and I guess he was on ER forever. He was like one of the main guys on ER, and not creepy on ER.
yeah. But on to my first impressions. First time watching the movie. I never seen it before. But I actually watched it twice because we were supposed to review it last week, but we didn't. And yeah, I did watch it twice. Uh, Definitely a chick flick, you know what I'm saying? Definitely has those qualities, those vibes. Um, but it was actually quite entertaining. I was like, oh wow, a role where Sandra Bullock is not Miss Congeniality. I need to see this. Because like, yeah, I haven't seen a lot of her, I guess, earlier stuff, and it was quite cool to see it. I mean, not crazy, you know. She didn't go crazy acting on this one, but she did a great job, you know, holding the movie, grounding it a little bit, being the conscious one out of the two sisters, uh, two witchy sisters. We even had an exorcism. That was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Just to have that. And we had a showdown with the ghost or with the dead zombie or whatever it was. So it was cool, you know. We got to learn so many things, and I'm pretty sure we will talk about the ending as well. But that's, you know, Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. So overall, I would say pretty good, pretty decent film. You know, definitely one of compared to. I'm just comparing this not to overall Cinema Club, but just to Marina's picks. Pretty decent.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Oh,
thought
thanks.
I thought Switzerland was neutral. Those were some shots fired.
um, what is it called? Girls Just Want to Have Fun was just misunderstood. Okay, all right, that was a good movie. All right, last but not least, what was your first impression?
I feel like I saw this as a kid. Maybe it came on TV. Maybe not. I mean, cause yeah, Nicole Kidman, Sandra Bullock, either of them, I would watch whatever would come on from whether it was Speed and then also Nicole Kidman with not Days of Thunder, and then the other one she had done with Tom Cruise before then as well. So from a very young age, and again having older sibling and cousins and stuff like that, I would watch these movies that probably shouldn't. But boy, did I struggle with this film. Did you guys know it was based on a novel? And did you know there's a Practical Magic 2 in the works now?
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
This
Yep.
is blowing my mind. I have so many questions. Like she can eat a pound cake in under a minute. What? There are so many. I'm like, is a book for what age range is a book? Is it like Harry Potter and it's for like tweens, or is this supposed to be darker? Because then there's like, oh, we just had full on murder happen. Oh, we're just like burying shit. Oh, it was like I couldn't tell what the like. Is this like Ernest Scared Stupid age range? Is it like Hocus Pocus? Like death becomes her? Like I was trying to figure out where this kind of would lie in with those kind of Halloweeny type films, if you will. And I couldn't place my finger on it because I couldn't tell if wait, I'm like, just family film. And at the end they're all like on the roof and they all like come down on brooms and they all the all those little girls would yell at them, witches, witches. They all became part of a phone tree and then they all were like cool and with. I had so many like it broke my brain basically. um and I hope you get chicken pox is a pretty great line, by the way. Oh, I put this crazy Borat fiance. I want you to be my wife, right? Like, no wonder people are thinking it's either Javier Bardem or Gael Garcia Bernal or any of those, because his accent, he's Croatian, the actor, that it was going like almost Dracula level at times of where that accent was going. Um, yeah, and then like the lime in the coconut song and dance that they're doing and all that. I was like, and I was getting Beetlejuice vibes from that as well, from the dining scene. in
It's a
the
pretty good
lip
call.
syncing.
Pretty good call.
What?
I said that's a pretty good call.
Yeah, so I just couldn't tell how much was maybe in the novel, what they were trying to do versus what maybe was around already out and was popular and that they were maybe trying to jump in on that. So the fact that you guys have seen this a bunch, I it seems like something I have a vague recollection of watching it, but like watching it now, it confuses me because I don't know what they're going for. There are some fun parts in it, but I mean, it completely threw me for a loop. I couldn't. I was struggling.
Yeah,
Um,
Maybe
I do want to say, like, I have not read the book, but John is currently reading a book by the same author. And it was recommended to him by the librarian, which I was surprised. I was like, this the person who wrote Practical Magic. And I read a little bit about the books online because they're making a sequel and there's like theories about like if it's going to be the sequel that I think she wrote 1 or 2 sequels to the book. But
yeah.
from what I know from John reading the book, it's like dark. Like the book he's reading now, I don't think it's not the same as Practical Magic, but it's like a dark book, definitely for adults. Maybe young adults would enjoy it, and it's got elements of fantasy, but it's grounded. So I feel like that's like probably what Practical Magic is like as a book.
I mean, there's freaking murder, and they're cool with it. And then the cop at the end was like, like
he was in love, Dio. It was love.
And the guy stole his soul and his insides. I think I'd let that slide too. I'm like, man, that was
I'd be like, get rid of that guy. I mean, did you not see that whole scene where he came in and touched his heart and everything? Like, yeah, get rid of that guy.
Yeah. Oh no, the guy had to go. I just didn't think. I mean, they roofied him. They were doing like all these different things. I'm like, wait, they're hated in that island, in that town. Yet they have a boutique niche herb store like Herbalife. How can you have a story of everyone hates you guys? Like
that is hilarious. You compared it to Herbalife. It'd be more like Body Works. It's more like Crabtree and Evelyn.
And you know what it made me think of? It made me think of Schitt's Creek, of whatever store they have in Schitt's Creek
Rose's
that is just
Apothecary
like
or whatever.
Yeah. Because I'm like, who's buying stuff from you guys then? If everyone thinks you guys are legit witches, and oh man, someone say something. I'm struggling.
Well, I mean,
that stuff always like I understand why that stuff doesn't make sense to you, but to me it does make sense because like it's like people do that stuff all the time in real life where they're like, this stuff is weird, but then they will like take certain things from it. Okay. I feel like that happens all the time in culture where like I don't know. I mean,
well, it's bias. It's what is that phrase? Something bias that you're assuming it's just feeding your own bias.
Confirmation bias.
Yeah, it's like a confirmation bias.
Like John and I drove through Texas, right? And we this was during the pandemic, and we went to some places where those people were probably racist, probably like they're. I don't agree with anything that they are, but we went and bought coffee and like used their restroom and like, you know, that happens all the time where you're like, these people are people I don't agree with, but I like the services they offer. I'm going to purchase or use them. I think that's like a very normal thing in society. So I hear you, but I'm
also like Target.
Yeah, like it makes sense to me that the people in the town would be like, listen, they're witches, but their lotion is awesome.
Or yeah, because like, especially because they were solving problems. Like one of the things was helping that guy with his libido and stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably because like these spells like low key work, like, but they were selling it as like nature things. But I get it. That's the one thing about breaking down a movie that's like a gem for a holiday is there probably are some like mixed things, but you watch it for like the spirit. Like I feel like Christmas movies are a lot easier to interpret like that, where you don't question it because it's Santa. But in this kind of like there are probably like holes in this film. But it's like, it's Halloween, you know. It's just like
I think it's all there, Marina. I'm willing to argue it's all there, even against Dino. What I'm thinking is
What?
that, well, the reason that I say that is because these women at the end of the film all came together to like support each other, which I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like in 1998, all these women, like they saw like beyond the veil. They're like, you know what? It's really men that's fucking up this town, or whatever. And they were like, if we could like, and also you can see the programming because from the time they're children, they're like, you're a witch, you're a, so they've been programmed clearly to like not like
Yeah.
them. But then at the very end, the woman who gave her the most like stank eye, she said to her, she goes, well, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to see the inside of your house, which I thought was the line of the whole movie. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, I was actually curious about you. I kind of wanted to be your friend, but society wouldn't let me. But I'm here now
Yeah.
because, but also like it's a funny line. I always wanted to see the
Yeah.
inside of your house. It's pretty hilarious. But
But
I think it's kind of all there. It's just like in the details.
I think that like you brought up a good point, which is the sisterhood in the movie and the whole message about like women supporting other women, which is a big thing in this movie. And especially at the end, the way like, you could argue that the whole thing with the guy is like, this is all a metaphor for domestic violence because he was physically abusing her. She did act in self-defense. She was drugging him in self-defense, like all of that. So like the women coming together and supporting her when she needed support, that is something that happens in communities like a lot where women will come together. There are women's shelters. There are like, like that's very, very much like a thing I have experienced as a woman. And I would assume that you have too, Marina, is like the way that women come together when like a man has wronged them, however small it may be, we like rally around each other and support each other. And that's just a tenet of like, it's like something that is just very fundamental in being an adult woman. And I think that that's part of why this movie has resonated so much with women specifically is because of, we feel that bond. Like we understand that bond. We're like, we're not getting together and doing witchcraft, although sometimes me and my friends have done that. But like we have these nights where we get together, we drink margaritas, we dance, and like we do the things that they did and we have the fun that they did. And we feel that sisterhood and that bond. And that's like why this movie I think has become canon and so special.
Yeah, and I definitely agree because that was the turning point, and I think it goes back to like the origin of witches that I love. Is that like when it's like it goes back to like they didn't know anything about these ladies, and they were so quick to like stamp them with like a label, like you're a witch, and it's probably we don't know where it started, but it is probably something that like it was passed down ever since like, and who knows if it was men that started or whatever or small town vibes, but it wasn't until they got to know them and they're like, yes, like she was getting beat up and this man is like insider, and we've all like most women, you dated that one guy that like not necessarily abuse, but just like got inside of you and like completely like kind of shook up things if you've had a toxic relationship. Not everyone has, but like a lot of people have. And so I think it was like, oh wow, we know something. It humanized her, which is crazy because it was the most like witchy thing that happened in the whole movie was this exorcism. But to them, it humanized them because they didn't know about them. They're these ladies that sell herbs and wine and gave my son chicken pox. They didn't know like, wow, they fall in love, their husbands die, they get in these abusive relationships. It just like it's also, I think it all ties into like, yeah, what is a witch and why are we so quick to be like you're bad because of it? And it was community. I can still see like if you're expecting if it's a fantasy in its own way, this movie, and you got to like understand that some of the stuff is like, yeah, spells and magic. So I just think like sometimes when it's not like pumpkins and ghosts, like it's like, yeah, I feel like it did a good job at like making like a regular movie, a Halloween movie, but it's like,
I do
is it
want to comment on that because I think that is another thing that makes this movie rewatchable, like for people every year, is they like the music, the way that like the score in Home Alone is so Christmassy, and it has like that sparkly sound, and it's really magical. And obviously the set is very Christmassy, But that's like one of the things about that movie, that it feels like Christmas because all the elements and the music. And then this is a movie in which like the music is very, like I hear it and I think of Halloween, and it has like this magical sound, and it just, I think it does that really well. Plus the soundtrack is really fun. They did a great job with the soundtrack. But I think that there are like elements that they added in filmmaking wise that make it feel Halloweeny. So it's not just like a romance with witches, you know, it's not just that.
Yeah. And so I guess I said last but not least for Dino, but technically I'm last. So my first impression. So this was, funny enough, only my second time watching it. So I didn't get to watch this as a kid because I grew up in a religion that didn't like watch anything about Halloween or witches or anything like that. But over the past couple years, I've been trying to like knock out some of those like classics because sometimes I feel like a little left out when people are like, "Yeah, have you seen Practical Magic?" or like just like the Kevin stuff. I'm like, no, I don't know it. So I'm like, I've been trying to catch up on my culture when it comes to the holidays. But so I think I watched this. I might have even watched this for the first time last year. And again, like the first time watching it, I wasn't criticizing it, and it was just a really good feel good thing. I love like that. I love that northeastern like fall. You can feel the Christmas through watching it. So like watching it this second time around was pretty cool because yeah, I analyzed it a bit more, and I still really enjoyed it. It's just crazy like the it's mean it's 1998, so it was just kind of funny watching it this time and being a little bit more critical with the exorcisms and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to see what a more modern version will look like and better like visual effects and stuff. So that'll be pretty cool. That was my one thing. It just like I guess like the second time around, I didn't feel the magic as much. Like it felt a little silly in some aspects, but if I could still watch this again, on like, around this time. It still gave me like the spirit of it all. And then also noticing some of the kids, like I didn't notice one of the little when she was little, she's the girl from When a Stranger Calls. I didn't realize how much like little child acting she did. Like she was in like Jurassic Park too, and but yeah, I don't know if you guys ever saw When a Stranger Calls, like the remake.
Oh,
Yes.
you mean
She was the
Camila,
babysitter.
whatever?
Yeah, the babysitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like at the beginning of this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, not the main daughters, but them when they were kids. I think she was Sandra Bullock as a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was still refreshing to watch, but it is tough sometimes. Like you don't get that first feeling again. Sometimes you still respect it. It still becomes a comfort movie. But yeah,
Well, I'm
it's.
curious for the people who have seen this movie, which is just Marina and Michaela. How did you
Mhm.
come across this movie? Like, who recommended it to you?
Well, I've heard about it my whole life. I mean,
How did you find it? Or like initially?
I mean, initially, I think like I feel like I remember it coming out. I feel like I don't think I saw it in the theaters, although it's possible I did. What year is this?
98?
99? 98? Yeah.
98.
It's possible I saw it in the theaters, although my mom was really anti-witchcraft, so unless I went with like a friend, probably not. But I remember seeing it for sure in high school and college. Like in high school, you know, my girlfriends and we would get together and have sleepovers. We would eat a ton of Swedish fish and watch movies, always like a chick flick. And I feel like this was one on the rotation.
and then for me, I made a conscious effort. I'd heard about it growing up at school. People would tell me about all their movies, like The Craft and like all these like cute girl themed holiday stuff, and I was like, oh, can't watch it. So when I started like wanting to watch these movies, it was on my list. I think I maybe found it like just on Hulu, but I actually was like, no, this is the year I start to watch this stuff, like just so I can be up to speed. Like I love Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, so I just
Sandra Bullock is especially good in this. Let me just throw that out there. Like, she's just like in her full, like, she knows she's a movie star in this movie, and she's just like in her full bag. Like, she really is quite good in this.
yeah, I definitely I feel like when she was younger, I feel like she had the potential to be such like a hottie, and I don't know why they kind of didn't really give her
Potential.
that. Like, no, I'm
She's
just saying.
she's
I,
kind of a hottie in this movie.
I feel like
When
this.
she's running with those boots on, goodness.
Yeah, I mean, she. I
And
think she was
and and
beautiful.
in
I
I
just.
Speed,
agree.
I mean, yeah.
I
I
think she's
think.
the babe.
I think when you get booked in movies where they like downplay you and then give you a makeover, I think it kind of typecasts you because I don't think she ever was like really booked in things where she's like the it girl. She's more of
She
like
didn't
the.
have to. She was. She
I
knew.
mean,
She
and yeah, maybe
she
she
ain't
didn't
gotta
want
have
to.
those.
She's like the
But
check cleared, but I feel like
I
she's.
will not allow any besmirching of a Sandra Bullock of
I
what
I just
she was or
I
wasn't.
just I kind of just wish I would have like I don't know. I think it like I don't like that they kind of like downplayed her in the future. Like I just feel like it would have been kind of cool to have her be this star a few more times and not like the angry boss or the this
Well,
like
you
the,
got to remember, this is like 4 years after Speed, which after Speed, she was like a certified household name.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. And again, maybe she was perfectly fine being modest in all these films, but I don't know, maybe there were some other opportunities she could have received, but they gave it to someone that was like
Forces of
labeled.
Nature came out in '99. I
But I
mean,
know what
she
you're
was.
saying, Marina, because she wasn't like I know what you mean. She was a movie star and she was beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. I don't think any of us are saying she's not a beautiful woman, but she didn't play the hot girl parts. Like
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman played the hot girl in this movie. You know, she
Yeah.
played the
Yes.
sexy, overtly sexy woman, and I think they're equally as beautiful.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
But again,
But,
I mean, she's
but
just
here's the thing, like she'll probably she like a woman like that generally, especially in that time frame, was never going to play like the hot girl only because she had a skill set and her skill set was comedy. And the fact that she knew how to weave comedy in there kind of moves her out of the hot girl,
Mhm.
typecast in '98.
yeah, for sure. And at least she was working because I just know other actresses that like I feel like the same thing happened to them and they also didn't get to be movie stars,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
it's, but still there's a part of me that's like, dang, like I think she would have been good and like this or that. Cause I feel like there are pockets where she wasn't working, but again, this could all be my choice.
I'm just thinking, I'm like, maybe Cameron Diaz is the only exception to that because in the 90s, she was the funny one and hot.
I know, but
Maybe
she's
the
In the early
first.
2000s.
She
she's
might
gone.
be she might like be the foundation for that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, because she was like, she's like wildly hot and she was very funny.
Which
Yeah.
was
And was
also
like
in
the
'98.
funny girl. Yeah.
See, that's why I would have never known about this movie in '98 because for sure something about Mary like occupied my mind.
Something about
yeah.
Mary occupies my mind every day. That's like one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, I love
For
that.
me,
Great.
Sandra Bullock was also in Demolition Man in '93, right?
She
So I mean,
incredible in that. I loved her in that movie. She felt like an SNL cast member in that movie. She's
yeah,
so funny.
the nerdy. I mean, she's in Love Potion #9. Also, I
What
mean,
year was she in Miss Congeniality? Was that 2001?
Yeah, that's like
2000.
'01.
Okay, because that movie is interesting because she's obviously gorgeous in that, and she is dressed and portrayed as the hot girl, but it's commenting on being the hot girl by being somebody who's not hot,
Right.
dressing up and posing as a hot person.
Well,
Yeah.
and so 4 movies came out in 2000. Gun Shy, 28 Days, which is her on being an alcoholic, right? Kind of like she's a hot alcoholic. Lisa Picard is Famous and Miss Congeniality. All that came out in 1 year. I mean, she working. She a working girl.
I feel
You
like
know?
Miss Congeniality was like the peak of Sandra Bullock's powers. And
Yeah.
after that movie came out, she could do whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
Well, then she got her Oscar. The
Then she did
Blind
Blind
Side. Oh, that's
Side.
way later. That's 2009. Holy Toledo.
And the year before that, I think, was The Proposal. But by
There
then,
were
she was certified rom-com. Like, she was, it was her, Julia Roberts. Like, there's like a handful of them where like that's a rom-com movie star.
Yeah, she's definitely the rom-com.
I feel like Bullock elevates this movie. I feel like with another actor, it may not have gone as well as it did. I feel like Bullock was really good casting
I
for this.
agree. I think that a lot of other people, this movie would have been more forgettable. But I
Well,
also like,
she's the lead. I
yeah,
mean,
she's the lead. But I also think like I said, I Nicole Kidman, like I've watched this movie so many times, and she does things that like humans don't do, but
no.
like animated people do. Like she does like this, like she's like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like she makes it work and she makes it real, and you believe that you're the only person that's ever done that. You're what the cartoons are based on, because it's so believable and charming. And like the way that she like owns her sexuality and like moves in her body, and she's just like
Hide your head.
uses her little like micro behavioral things are so interesting. And I just
It was so weird. I'm sorry, go on. Finish that
no,
thought.
I think that it's like amazing, because I'm like, if I did that, I would look so freaking stupid on screen. Like no matter how in the character I felt, I would look dumb, because I don't think I could pull that off. But I really haven't seen any other actors who act the way that she does in this movie, but I think it works. I think
Yeah.
that I think she makes it work. I think she's really good.
And it's very like 1920s acting, but I didn't even notice like if that's how like good it was. Like I was like she's just a little, like she's just like one with the wind. I was down
I
for
just
it.
feel like Nicole Kidman is a 1940s actress.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a good
So-
way to put it. Yeah.
What was getting me in this also is, well, like I've said, the tone, and it seems the book is more like 18 older, maybe 16 plus and older, the novel.
Mm.
But why I struggle is because it's such a comical death of the husband. He's like stuck, and there's all of these cyclists going back, and like
yeah.
speaking of cartoon, and it's like
Yeah, right.
cyclists. And then you just see a truck, boom, and it's
I
like,
didn't like that death one bit, Dino. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not appreciate it because it's like, okay, he's about to die. He's not going to die. And then a truck. You mean the truck driver didn't see this man in the middle of the road with a thing full of apples? Oh,
the
It
truck
was very
driver
Final
coming
Destination esque.
90 miles per hour behind a peloton of cyclists in a tiny little island resort, which I'm like,
he's following all the cyclists that hard. He's not paying attention. He hits this man. I mean, that's how you know the curse is real. But still, it's some bullshit.
I know, but so I'm like, oh, this is full on comedy then. But then it was like, that's where what Nicole Kidman was doing. I'm like, she's an alien. Like, is it Nicole Kidman or is it Tom Cruise? Like, there's some big old swings being swung right now without a ball and without a bat, and she's doing it. and like,
All right, well,
I was struggling so hard because I'm like, am I laughing at this? Is this like a Rocky Horror Picture Show? Is this like what level of humor versus that? Because there's, there's stalking involved. There's sexual assault to a certain extent, right? Like she's been abused, and I'm like, and then there's comic death of like the cyclist. I almost wanted the cyclist to kill him just to make it even more just like, yeah, a peloton of cyclists trampled him to death. No, a truck.
A peloton of cyclists.
Yeah. I don't know.
A peloton of cyclists.
Oh my gosh.
Well, okay, we kind of talked about characters, so let's zoom in and talk about our favorites for sure. Who would want to go first?
Yeah, there's not a lot of men in this movie. I don't know if you guys noticed. They're not. They're not really featured in this thing. Like I like a lot of the characters in this. If I'm being honest with you, it's kind of hard to just pick out one. The guy who got to play the ghost. I'm going to tell you something about him. When he's the ghost character, we see him as a ghost now. I kept thinking like, oh, that's AI. But I'm like, no, it's not AI. This is 98. I'm like, what are the special effects they're using to make him look like a ghost right now? because I've never quite seen a ghost like that in a movie before. But I mean, it worked. But
Was
I
it
just thought
not
it was
just
kind of cool.
makeup?
But
Was
yeah,
it
he
not
also
just
went through
makeup?
that guy at the same time. Remember?
I
He
thought
like
it was
he
just
put his
makeup.
hand in his like body. He looked like he was sort of glowing and animated at the same time. It was weird. It could have been
Hmm.
makeup. I don't know. What do you think?
I thought it was makeup, but
Who's your
clearly
favorite?
a little something if there's hand going through.
I think it
Um,
was makeup, and then there's some kind of special effect laid on top because like his eyes were supernaturally glowing. So I don't know what they did, but I don't know.
I liked him as a ghost because like it looked like if it happened today, I'm like, oh, this was like shot at a different time. Maybe that's what they did. Also, maybe they shot him in a different like thing and sort of insert. I don't know what they did, but I
Maybe.
actually thought the ghost looked pretty cool. I liked the way that the
yeah.
ghost was in this movie.
So was that your favorite character?
Kind of, not really. I like that. Like he was like the stereotypical sort of Spanish Latin lover guy. Like, oh man, here comes racism again. Like he's just gonna be this sexy Latin dude who's just getting white women off the whole movie. But then it's like, but then it's like, I thought he was a good actor too, and I'm like, well, where's this guy at? Where's he been? And then I was like, wait, that's not Gail Garcia Barnell, is it? Like, no, he would have been too young.
Yeah,
But
he would have been like 8.
I wondered about him the most in the movie, so I'll say that.
You don't
I
like the
wondered about him the most. That's so funny. I think my favorite character upon rewatching this time was Dr. Channing because I just like think I noticed her the most and was like questioning her the most.
I think it's just makeup with whatever little, you know, special effects making the hand go into the chest. Sorry, Channing.
I like Dr. Channing too. I noticed her quite a bit. I think her
Yeah.
acting was really good in this movie.
I just think she's so fun. And I just was like, I want to see her in more things. Where is she? You know, like I want her to play the fun, sassy aunt that's telling off someone. I want her to be in all of the things. I just thought like she's fun. Because Sandra Bullock's character, like she's kind of a downer, but you know, she's kind of a complainer. She like doesn't like being a witch. She then when the guy comes, she's like, I can't lie to him. And she doesn't lie to him. She's kind of annoying. But I think that Sandra Bullock is just such a charming actor, makes it work so well that you don't really realize that, or you just are like, yeah, I'm buying everything you're selling because you're Sandra Bullock and you're great. But I think that's, yeah, this time I watched it, I was like, Stockard is my number one because she's just so charismatic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I think the first time I watched it, probably because she's the main character, I think she was my favorite because it was just like, oh wow, she's in love, and but this time I was really annoyed. 'Cause I'm like, wait a minute, well, I guess all those generations, like, why did you guys keep falling in love and you knew it would kill them? It's like, do you not believe it? Like, what's going on? But yeah, like just ruining things, like telling the truth, like yeah, it was intense, but I do like the yin yang element between her and her sister. I think she had to be like that, like in order for like their little duo to like really make sense on like how opposite each generation of those sisters are. But yeah, I think my favorite was Nicole Kidman. I just really liked her this time around. I guess, like, on the other hand, I think the first time I just brushed her off as, like, the girl that leaves everybody and, like, is just on these sexcapades, but I don't know, I feel like I looked at her more this time and understood what she was going through emotionally and really liked her charisma, and I also like first husband, like, I'm so sad that he died with those apples, like, it was just like, I
Yeah,
don't know, I'm like
those apples look really good too.
but, like, also, y'all couldn't have done the blood thing and broke the curse before? Like,
Yeah, why did you break that curse years ago?
not with stepdad. Now
Let
stepdad's
all
gonna
these good men die.
I don't think they knew it would break it, but it was, like, still, like, dang, if you guys would've figured that out just about 6 to 8 months ago, that these girls could have their father. So, he is an honorable mention because he deserved better than
That's
that.
right.
um, awesome. So,
Oh, I didn't go, but that's cool.
I
oh
want
yeah,
to.
yeah,
I really want to know Dino's favorite. 'Cause
I know. I hate everybody. You know.
The frog. Like, guys, I don't get this movie. There's a frog spitting out a ring.
I
Like,
love
what
this.
are we doing?
God,
What
this
are we
is like the most
doing?
unhinged cinema club I feel like I've been in yet, and I love it.
Yeah, it's just so interesting.
Wait, okay, so
Nicole
this is the thing. This is probably like a witch thing, but why the frogs kept like coming around?
they
I think it was a
they
witchy
messed
thing.
up the thingy, right? Didn't they mix up? They didn't do a proper cover or whatever, and so whatever reason the frog came up and had the ring.
Like the frogs were
That
trying to expose them or something, right?
yeah, because
And they kept popping up.
they messed up their seance or whatever they were doing, because she hadn't been practicing, she
I
was
do like how all the witches kind of had different powers and like they didn't really know. And so like the little girl could see like his ghost like out in the rose garden and like the roses weren't there the day before. Like those are the kind of details I like in storytelling.
I love how
uh,
you're saying you like it, and Dino's like shaking his head.
what?
Well, I do like it. I like that like those are little details that they don't expound upon a bunch, but it's a part of the world that they created. And it just kind of like that kind of stuff moves me deeper into like the storytelling, deeper
I
into like
thought it was
the
gonna
movie
go
they're
like a
setting up.
full scary movie, like as not scary movie, but oh, you're having kids seeing dead people. Okay, I can get behind this as well. Like, oh, roses are growing where they shouldn't, or there's yellow stained grass. Like, oh, all right. My favorite character is Nicole Kidman's sunglasses. That is so 90s, and
Pretty good. It's
and
pretty good, Dino.
Those little ones, so good.
yeah,
I
Pretty
see
good.
I see what you're saying too, though. I feel like it was a very lighthearted film with a lot of dark elements, and I can see how that can be super confusing. But I inhale it. I think it's just cool because it makes you feel safe, even though things are kind of crazy. But
I
it
think
is.
saying it's lighthearted with dark elements is such a great way to describe it. And I think that's why I like it and why it feels comforting to me is because like the tone isn't exactly one thing.
okay.
I like that it's not just completely light and then has like these like trite little witchcraft like stupid things. I like that the
I think
witchcraft
that's
feels real.
accurate for both of you guys. Accurate description.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
I think I
Lighthearted
would
with dark elements.
I think this would be a lot of fun, like watching it with friends. Like, I feel this is one that maybe I missed in college. The when you would go over to someone's apartment, maybe on like Tuesday, Wednesday night, and everyone's like, "Let's not go crazy drunk or anything, but let's just
Let's
pop
just
a
get
movie
high,
and
rip the
maybe
bong, and throw
no,
something
not
on.
high, just get drunk. Come on, just some wine." It was also
Did you say some
Alabama.
wine?
Yeah, yeah.
What college
What
did you?
college did he go to? We were
Some
Huh?
college
kids that like
wine. I went to
smoked
the school of Marlowe, Marmont.
We had
Yeah,
some
was it at
Carlo
least
Ross,
box? Was it at least box
some
wine?
no, it was the jug Carlo Rossi wine. We had
Okay.
the jug
Okay.
wine or Natty Light with some Jägermeister, and yeah,
Okay. We did
it,
go to the
it,
same college. Yeah.
it was hard times in Alabama in the early aughts. But yeah, so I feel like this would have been one that I know I have some friends that probably had seen this, and for whatever reason, it never came up because that's how I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show and a few other movies that people would be like, "Oh, you gotta watch this," or Shaun of the Dead, or they were usually a little bit more on the scary movie, horror, thriller kind of lighthearted humor type of thing.
I think
So
it goes
I
a
could see
long
this
way.
be one of those.
I think it goes a
Hmm?
long way too to like some of these classics for you to grow up with it too. Like so you have like an emotional attachment to the magic of it all. Cause like I believe surprisingly, I watched this maybe last year or the year before. It still registered with me, probably because it is, kind of chick flicky in the sense of like I'm rooting for a love story between her and him and two sisters and like sisterhood. Like there's so many things that I can still take away. But like I I kind of had that with Hocus Pocus. I watched that for the first time last year, and I was just like, when does the great Halloween classic movie start? Did I
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you hating on Hocus Pocus?
that's
What?
That made it
Maybe I
that
should pick
that
that
made
one
it
for
to
my
part of
next.
why.
We should do it again.
I just
I
think
love that
there's
one.
something missing there for me because I didn't grow up on it. I just think like I was the way that you feel about this, I was very nitpicky about just like
Bette
so
Midler giving the performance of a lifetime. Did it do it
he's
for you?
exactly who I'm thinking of when I was like, what
I'm
is
out.
happening? Did he say I'm out? But yeah, so for me, yeah, that was mine. So I get it. Like, I think there is an element of like, for the nostalgia keeps you kind of hooked with some of these
Right.
films. And so, um, but, yeah, but I still, I read somewhere that they hired someone to like consult. Have you ever heard that, Michaela? Like about the witch, about like the stuff, and then like she wanted more money.
I didn't hear about that part. They did it on The Craft too. There was and on Hocus Pocus.
It's
They
probably
did
the
it on
same
Hocus
thing.
Pocus too, because I remember on Hocus Pocus, like there was an interview with not Sarah Jessica Parker, not Bette Midler, but the other one.
And not just a confusion of what craft services is.
The one who from she was in the movie
Steve,
with
did I
Whoopi
hear Steve? Was it Steve? No, yeah, I know they did that on Hocus Pocus because the actress talked about in interviews and how like there was some kind of consultation or something, and they took it really seriously. But
So
It felt authentic in this film. I
for
must
this
admit. Like I don't know much about it, but it felt real.
for this one, they hired someone, and when it all came out, she wanted more money, and they were just like, no. And so she left a voicemail saying that she was going to curse the movie. And so they immediately wrote her a check because they got so freaked out. So I don't
What?
remember the numbers, but the person who consulted on this, I think she did a lot, but it was like when the exorcism, she had a lot of input on that too. And yeah, like that's crazy. She probably never gonna work again, but they cut the check.
Are
So
you
wow,
sure? Because then are they gonna have to call her for the sequel?
she probably is. I mean, oh yeah, that'd be crazy if
And I
like they
mean, clearly it didn't work because I mean, there's what at least two Oscar winners in that movie. So that's what's gonna be interesting.
no, but she
With
didn't curse them. She threatened to curse them, but then they cut the check for her.
no, I know. I'm just trying to figure that out. But that's what's gonna be interesting now, seeing you guys mentioning Nicole Kidman and having fun and doing things out of the ordinary or whatever. Now that her and Sandra Bullock are back and they both have their Oscars, are they just gonna go like 10 times more ham? Uh,
I
Because
don't know if
that,
Nicole Kidman's face
yeah,
can make those same movements anymore.
I don't think so either.
because Sandra Bullock does comedy really well. Nicole Kidman doesn't really do a lot of comedies, right?
I mean, she does. She's done comedy roles. I don't
Right.
think she's like as good as Sandra Bullock, but I do think she can be good.
She just did that movie with the guy from High School Musical. I don't think it was like super funny,
Oh yeah,
but
that was kind of light. The one
yeah,
with Zac Efron. Yeah.
I suck at names. I'm like that guy from
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm curious. You just never know with sequels. If I thought that Hocus Pocus was corny, the second Hocus Pocus, oh my gosh, I watched
I
that.
didn't even watch it. That one looked, which that movie also is crazy because they're looking for virgin boys because that's their way to stay young, which is a very like not
Hard to
really
do
watching it and not having an idea of like exactly what all that is, and but then when you realize it was like, oh shit, okay, that's that's
now. I know.
that's a kids movie or a teenage movie.
Yeah. Um.
Well, let me do some little practical information about the movie. So this movie grossed 46.7 million domestically and worldwide. It wasn't released with a full worldwide schedule on initial release, but it was against a $75 million budget. So the movie was not profitable in any way, shape, or form. But I would imagine the movie probably had a pretty impressive DVD run,
Yeah. Dang.
considering
DVD or
when it came
VHS?
out and its cult popularity.
What did they
DVD or
say?
DVD already? You think
Would you say it again, Dino? I'm sorry.
DVD or VHS? I feel like maybe VHS still, right? 98.
In '98, DVDs were like just starting to pick up popularity. So by the time like '99, 2000, '02 is probably the peak of DVDs. I would say this thing was probably in full rotation. I would imagine both of you guys seen this movie on DVD at some point.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Oh yeah, I used to own it on DVD. Sorry for the delayed response, but definitely.
Yeah, this is during the era of movies that like a lot of movies came out in the late '90s, early 2000s. Like it was one of the highest like slating periods in Hollywood history, and a lot of flops. A lot like moviegoers became overwhelmed with the options at the box office. But on DVD, like things like that made no money in the movie theaters made hundreds of million
Yeah.
dollars on DVD.
Mhm.
Well, and then there were the unrated versions that just, and all the
Office
extras that just
Space.
made it. Yeah.
Office Space made like $3 or $4 million in theaters and made like 100 million on DVD.
Yep. A lot of those. Interesting. The writers then ended up because it's listed three writers and of course based on the novel. But one of the writers went on. That's Adam Brooks. Wrote for Bridget Jones, The Edge of Whatever, French Kiss. And then the other writer, she also wrote Memoirs of a Geisha, Little Women, the '94 one, but also producer for the 2019 one, Curious Case of Benjamin Button. So like interested now seeing how this movie is and knowing what they also wrote and seeing the other movies, I'm like,
And
oh, I can kind of see a little bit of where the storytelling comes from.
good music
So
too. I feel like all those movies had
yeah,
like good scores and lighthearted, you know.
Who did
No.
the score for this? It's like kind of like
interesting though.
Thomas Newman.
Screenplay, three authors, two men, one woman. Oh my God, guys, what's going on?
Burn it. No, I'm kidding. All right, was there anything else you guys can think of that like stood out, whether positive or negative, or we just jump on into those final thoughts?
I mean, I don't really think. I mean, as much as I'm more of a oh hello, little bit of a joke. Oh, it's a movie of its time, which is something to say about it, but it's very quirky. Uh, I don't know about. I don't think there's really much to say about it as a negative, because it's like its own weird little film more so than other ones. Like even when we saw, like it's so I don't know. It's like so. It feels so low budget, so '90s. Like when Nicole Kidman decides to run off, I guess, and like they gotta have Sandra Bullock look younger, so they have like nerdy glasses on,
Hmm.
and they'll have like their hair the ponytail, double, no, what is it? Is it a double ponytail? What is that called?
Pigtails. Yeah.
Pigtails. Thank you. I was like some tail, pigtails. It's like all these ways of like, how do we make them look younger, but not in their 20s or 30s? But we want to show that they're teenagers. And then you'd see like a shot of Nicole Kidman like dancing at like a pool party, but I feel like she was the only one dancing, and it didn't mix with the music that they were playing. Like it's just wild. It's like it's so silly and endearing. Like I can't wait for a sleepover with y'all so that we can watch this, and I can just
I
fully
want that.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
I
gotta
was
go see
We'll
watching
make
it.
midnight margaritas
Let's,
and dance.
let, let's do it. And then
John and
wake
I got
with
up and danced at that part. We were like having a party. It was fun.
Nice.
What did he say anything of? Had he seen it?
He saw it with me last year or the year before. There was like a couple funny comments he made that I was like trying to remember, but
Okay.
I don't really remember. I think I don't remember who brought it up, but we both kind of agreed that Sandra Bullock, we didn't really think that Sandra Bullock and Aidan Quinn had like the strongest chemistry, which I've seen this movie, like I said so many times. I don't think I've ever thought that before, but this time, and there's nothing wrong with his acting. I think he's a really good actor. He does the job he needs to do. We were like talking about like who would have been stronger. Cause at first I was like, I made a comment. I go, when I was younger, I thought this was DeGray Scott, who was in Ever After. And I thought that this was the same actor when I was younger. I don't know why. And so I was like, I used to think this was DeGray Scott. And then I was like, I think he would have been better in this part. Like maybe he would have had more chemistry with her. So we both kind of agreed that, maybe.
I actually felt the same. I forgot about that. I kind of wish they would have switched up who was the first husband. But I guess they needed to have that magnetizing chemistry because I feel like she and that other guy were so.
They had strong chemistry for sure. Yeah.
And
I think that she does, like, she can make chemistry with a paper bag. So I don't think it was like I've seen the movie so many times. I don't think I ever had that complaint before. But this time I was like, if I'm watching this with like a critical eye, I think like.
We haven't even. Sorry, critical
No, go
eye.
ahead.
We haven't even brought up pancakes. We haven't brought up the daughters trying to like hook them up with the police that's investigating. Like that's why I'm like, is this a Olsen sister twins movie from the time? Like it could be so many. This movie could be so many things, and it's a little bit of everything, which I guess might make it why it's so endearing and entertaining. I guess in different generations when you're watching this, because they like set up this huge breakfast outside as a date, but it's an investigation. But then I forget what types of pancakes he made.
The cactuses.
Cactus.
Yeah,
Oh my
he was
God.
cacti pancakes.
It's details like that, Dino, specifically, that now make me realize that this had to be a book. There's so many like core details that a screenwriter would never put into a screenplay unless it came from like a source material that was really fleshed out. I don't know if that's where you were going with it, but that's what I'm hearing.
Like they tried to put a lot of the book into an hour and something change movie is what maybe it is,
Yeah.
But like, you're saying like, was this Olsen twins, like them like trying to set her up with the cop, like that again makes sense to me in the world because I'm like, they're children. Children don't know anything about a cop who's going to arrest their mom. All they know is that their aunt is like, let's do a potion. We have to send him away. He's kind of bad. And they're like, okay. And then the guy
also, as a director, thinking about having to direct these children who are really good actors, you're like, let me give them something extra to do. Like, let's extend this a little bit. Because like, these are both really like, they grew up to be both very talented actresses, right?
Only one of them. The other one hasn't done anything. I looked her up. She's done anything.
Oh,
she's literally
fine.
only done like this. But Evan Rachel Wood, has done tons. Like she's become
I wouldn't say it's really
actor.
good acting though for that. I mean, for kid acting, it's a lot of yelling. I did a lot of yelling, a lot of tequila shots, and a lot of yelling of the little girls and all that. I mean, it's a vibe, guys. Don't get me wrong. It seems like I'm hating on this film. And it's a vibe.
I just don't think you got the magic. I think you have to be like mesmerized by this movie in order to enjoy all those little quirks. Because yes, if I sat back and just criticized it, it's like a lot of little pockets, right? Like it doesn't all necessarily link up. But I'm so invested in like the magical ride that I'm not really questioning it. Yeah, I mean, it was a very random moment. He storms off, says you better get a lawyer, and then the next scene they're in the hotel. Like it was a lot of ping ponging, but I was down for the ping pong because I'm like,
it's because it was whimsical. The movie is whimsical.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like it's filled with whimsy.
Yeah,
that's
mad whimsy.
I'm getting to or trying to get to, right?
Sorry.
That it seems like I'm just like, which I am, but it's but it is. enjoyable, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Don't put a spell on me, guys. I I can't wait for Practical Magic Part Duh to come out, so we can review it as well.
Well, let's get to those bippity boppity final thoughts. All right.
Cool.
Don't sue me, Disney. Um, I don't even remember what order we're in. I'm just gonna go the order I see people. Steve, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I stand with my witches. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here hating on the witches. No, it was refreshing to see, especially like a young Sandra Bullock, be in this film. Again, this was never on my radar. That's why also maybe Jason was curious about how you guys found it in the beginning, because again, in almost any guy that grew up around that era, this was not advertised to us. Maybe it was in the Aristocrats DVD preview before, used to have a little or something. Maybe it was, after you watch Halloween Town or something. I don't know, but it wasn't on my radar never. So it was refreshing to see, a little witch rom-com. I was not necessarily expecting that. Also was not expecting so much murder either, like Dino said. But I wasn't hating on it. I was enjoying the ride. I was also, like Marina said, ping-ponging around. I was okay with it. I didn't have any real reason to be like, this has to be very logical. No, guys, it's a witch movie. Come on, like, let loose, enjoy the ride, and stop being so Paraguayan. That's my
Oh, I need a T-shirt. Stop being so Paraguayan. I'm gonna
Wow. Okay.
and on the back of the thing,
Whatever that means. It's funny. I don't know.
on
What'd
the
you
back it
say? I don't
says,
know
"Just
what that
kidding,
means.
Dino." All right, Michaela, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are this movie is full of whimsy. It's fun and cozy. It's a good, non serious watch that I will keep watching almost every year around Halloween because it just makes me feel a certain way inside. And a big part of that's probably nostalgia at this point. I also want to shout out that I mentioned the music earlier. One of the things that's interesting is you were talking about the writers, Dino. The director has done like nothing. He did like a few small things before this, a few small things after. He's had no other bangers. This is really the biggest thing he's ever done. And I think that's so interesting to me because the way he handles the issues with the women in the movie is so sensitive. And I think he did that really well for the time and just for the movie in general. And I think it's interesting that he hasn't really done a lot of other work. I wonder if he was like difficult to work with or just didn't want to make movies or didn't get the opportunities or what. But I will say somebody who has done a lot of work who's attached to this is the composer, because I was just looking him up. It's Alan Silvestri, who's done tons of things. And one of the movies that he did the score for was Father the Bride, which makes so much sense because when I was watching this movie, I kept thinking, I was like, this movie reminds me of the music from Father of the Bride. It has that same kind of energy to me. Because I think the music from that movie is also very whimsical and light. So I think that's interesting. Those are my final thoughts. Oh, my other final thought would be I would watch it again and I would recommend it to people.
Nice.
Well, the director is mainly an actor. Like, he's acting a lot. Like, he's just came out in Caught Stealing. He's got a part in that.
But it's so funny that he would, like, even as an actor, that he directed this movie that has become like a cult classic. People rewatch it every year, and he's not, like, you'd think he would have the opportunity to do something else, but maybe not.
Well,
it is hard to get a movie
also
made.
directed and acted in another Sandra Bullock movie, right? The other one that I had mentioned that came out all in the same year in 2000. Lisa Picard is Famous. He also acts and directs in that one. So
But
I don't
I've never
know.
heard of that.
Yeah, that one has, yeah. I
Um,
mean, oh, Spike Lee, Charlie Sheen, Penelope Ann Miller, what, Mira Sorvino, what is it? Lisa Picard is famous?
I've never
Huh.
heard
Anyway, so yeah, so he acts and directs in that one as well. So I don't know. Just yeah, seems like I wonder if he'll direct Practical Magic too, or it's gonna be
it.
such a bloated thing, probably like Hocus Pocus 2 was or whatever, that everyone all of a sudden is like, oh yeah, I want to be in that. That sounds like I remember that when I was a kid, I watched that movie, and now let me be in it. All right. I guess my thoughts.
Well, I just wanted to go back to Michaela's thoughts about the score because it was so funny the first time you said it and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I love the music. It just bubble. I love the score of the film." I was like, "Yeah, I miss that era of music." I was like, "Man, like those late 90s." I was like, it was very like Father of the Bride. That's exactly what I was thinking in my head. So it's so funny you brought that up because it does. It gives you that like this that piano like that piano work, man, just makes you want to settle down in the middle of America and
Yeah.
work
Yeah,
work and write.
this music makes me want to like move to the East Coast and you know,
Just say hi
without
to
the
my
music, I would be like, no, the East Coast maintain is creepy and full of like
yeah. As soon
all
as it
smells
goes
like the
off,
sea and
I'm back to reality. But
yeah.
when you listen to that music, man, you just want Christmas on the East Coast. You just want to know your neighbors and have barbecues and just like
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, Dino. Yes. What are your final thoughts?
Oh, can't wait for the sequel. Yeah, it was very interesting. It was very charming, bizarrely charming, if that makes sense. There was a lot of more yelling than I thought there would be, especially. Um, I still don't quite get it, and maybe that's the charm in it. And this is something I would recommend to people, and I will probably watch again at some point. But I'd hope it's with friends or unknown people if it's in a movie theater for it's whatever anniversary right before the new one comes out. I'd be down to go watch it with a group of people, see how the reaction is in with a live audience. So yeah, um, yay witches! Witches are fine with me.
All right, Jason. What are your final thoughts?
Yes, indeed. So final thought is that most guys like me will probably have never seen or heard of this movie. But it's not for us. Okay, I'm just gonna give it to you flat out. Most guys, you're not gonna want to watch this. I think most women actually probably will like this. I'm gonna ask my sister. I'm gonna talk to her tomorrow. I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna ask her if she's ever seen it. I'm gonna call my cousin who's around the same age too. I want to ask her because I know they watch a lot of movies like this. I want to see if they have seen it or even heard of it. Um, if a sequel came out to this movie in the same boat as Dino, I would actually like to get an audience sort of reaction to this movie. I would totally watch this in theaters just to see how people have respond to it today. And if a sequel came out, I would totally watch it because I'm a little bit invested. Like I would like for them to bring the whole cast back because most of them are still alive, and I think that's awesome. Um, would I watch this again? I don't know if I would watch it again unless under those circumstances. And the people that I would recommend it to, I think, are most witchy magic women.
We don't want it because you're gonna burn us all at the stake like with this. Trying to no, don't recommend it
Like
to
a
us.
setup.
Hey guys, all you witchy women, come on over and watch. That's how it all starts.
I wonder if this is in a group. I mean, would you start a group of this on Letterbox? What would this fall under? Like romance,
Okay,
you
so
know, from the '90s, like this. Are you doing like a box set of like this with Hocus Pocus and
witchy magic.
uh
That would be witchy magic would be the theme on Letterbox.
Mm.
What before my final thought is over, because this is my final thought. I would like to know, what do you guys think is the genre of this film? Like,
I
just
think
what do
someone
you?
wrote White Girl Magic.
That's not a genre. That's not. I never heard of that.
So on IMDb, it says fantasy romance.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
Okay.
fantasy romance.
Yeah.
More than just that, though, it has a bunch of. Doesn't it also have like comedy on it or something?
Google says comedy romance because when I was watching it, I was trying to classify it, and I'm like, I don't know what it is because it's kind of Halloweeny. Like, I didn't know.
Yeah, IMDb has supernatural fantasy, comedy, drama, fantasy, romance.
Oh, you're right. I was
Like,
looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at Practical
oh,
Magic too. Guess it's not funny.
No comedy in that one.
anyway, it's a hoot, is what it is, I guess.
All right. Well, my final thoughts. Um, I liked it. I'm probably gonna also. It's a holiday. It's a holiday thing for me now. I have like 5 like have tos for Halloween, and this is definitely in it. Because I'm not really super into like super gory stuff too, so it's always fun to find something that's holiday themed that like I can eat dinner with and don't have to worry about like. I mean, I know there is murder and stuff, but at least all the murder is just like real quick. It's poison and trucks hitting people. You know, it's not like like
Yeah, you can
so
eat right through that, no problem.
no problem, you know, RIP and all that, but like I'd recommend it to anybody who says they haven't watched it and they really like getting into the season. So um yeah, I mean, I just feel like I didn't realize how many people who hadn't heard of it. I thought me not watching it until last year was late, so it's kind of interesting to know that there's still some people out there who hadn't heard of it. But I'll definitely watch it again. I'll probably watch it again before spooky season's over, just in a non-critical way. You know, it's like you're trying to find things about. I just want to sit back with like some caramel vodka and apple cider, mix it up and watch this again.
Nice. Very
All
cool.
right. Any questions, Jason?
Everybody has given their final thought on Practical Magic. We anticipate the Practical Magic 2 world premiere. But in the meantime, I would like to ask Steve Dez, what do you got for us next?
I am so glad you asked me because I am next
Oh,
Yay!
for Cinema Club, and I want you guys, especially you guys watching, to like really like turn the volume up, like really like listen, because we're about to get a hint of what we're gonna watch next week. Hold up.
Oh
Oh,
God.
geez. 50th anniversary, eh?
We are
what,
going to watch.
what is the womp?
Good games. No, I'm just kidding.
The 1975 incredible film Jaws, ladies and gentlemen. We are
Wow.
going to watch.
Wow. It took us so long to get to Jaws. I can't believe it.
Wait, did you say
Yeah,
1985?
75.
Okay, that makes
75.
sense. I was like, is there
Wow. It's
Well,
taken us like almost 6 years to get to Jaws. It's crazy.
that's
Well,
crazy. And I get to
damn,
be
why
here
didn't
for
we
it.
get to it earlier? Wasn't it just re-released again for the 50th? Or is it out right now, maybe?
It's well, there are multiple theaters playing it within the next 6 weeks.
Oh, that's
there you
exciting.
go. You guys
And
can
there's the
watch it.
exhibit at the Academy Museum that they're doing right
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that as well. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
So
Pretty neat.
Jaws is next week for the anniversary. For El Dondino, Jason underscore Echoes, The Marina Love, Steve Does TV, and Michaela. We'll catch you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye bye
Deuces.
bye.